We are back at it again here with another video, and here we are with TRKA stock continuing to fight to stay above 25 cents and trying to range here between that 25 to 30 cent area. And it wasn't the only stock experiencing volatility. The overall market and the SPY did as well. And our SPY bot at 12:40 p.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with TRKA stock continuing to fight, as we stated earlier in the video, above that 25 cent area after gapping up here from 23 cents to highs here of 30 cents in the after hours on Thursday, continuing that staircase effect. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the inflow versus outflow and the bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Netflix bot. Our Netflix bot, NFLX stock bot, sent out a bull indicator at 12:46 p.m. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 70% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. And we look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with TRKA stock sitting above 25 cents, rejecting multiple times near 29-30 cent area, and doing a full transition here from red bars to bright green bars in today's trading day. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with TRKA stock under a bull indicator since the aftermarket hours on Thursday at around 23 cents. It went up to 29-30 cent area, came back down in the pre-market today to 25 cent area. Outflows were below the midpoint. I did talk about how crucial this was because there was a divergence right here with the bull indicator going up, full transition into bright green bars of strength on 42 vision, but inflows were not above the midpoint, and it could have some weight over the chart. And that's what happened, right? Things pulled back down and into the bell. It finally crossed over the midpoint, full strength there on 42 vision, but it did not reject one time or two times. It rejected three times up here above the 29 cent area, multiple times within the day. And that's where things struggled in the after hours on Thursday, and slightly above that at the 30 cent area. So high amount of resistance there for the bulls, and they're trying to put up a fight here and the bears try to reappear and outflows begin around that area. Now, the inflows are above the midpoint, even though outflows began here in the after hours. The inflows have been above the midpoint and at highs here of 0.05. Some of the highest inflows that we've seen in the last trading days, and you could see the staircase effect here so far in the last 3 days, and this is the highest inflows that we've seen since way down here at the 20-cent area. Now, for this to continue, these inflows need to stay above the midpoint. Outflows have began here, but still inflows, even though they're red, they're above the midpoint at positive 0.03. So something to not ignore, but not overlook it either, because the faster this pulls down, the faster things could reflect into the charts, leading into the possibility of this bull indicator getting canceled and a bear indicator reappearing as it retests key support levels. Now, I'm going to share with you guys what are the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. So the first thing is on the 30-minute, the first support is 25-cent area, guys. That's going to be crucial and critical, especially with these outflows already pulling downwards. It's going to be critical for it to stay above the midpoint, because if it does cross through it, it could start to reflect really quickly into the charts to the downside, retesting support levels, and eventually canceling out this bull indicator with a possible bear indicator, as I stated earlier in the video. Now, when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see here the same thing, right? It's under a bull indicator. Inflows are way up here at new highs of 0.04, and we want to see this stay up there. If it starts pulling downwards, that could start to reflect into the charts. And if 25 cents gets broken through, the next support would then be below that at the 23-cent area. And then comes the pivotal support where things started to move up higher of 20 cents. And I would watch these outflows, how they react on the 1 hour, on the 30-minute. And if we zoom into the 15-minute, we could see here it's at a very close point there at the midpoint. It got really close earlier in the day. It popped back up, but it's not that far from it, sitting at 0.01. Now, to the upside, the first thing I would watch here is for the bull indicator to continue to hold strong here on the 30-minute. These inflows to find support, go from red to green, pull further away from the midpoint to the upside, start reflecting that strength into the chart. And the first resistance that has been a big rejection, it's not 29 cents. That's been the rejection today, but the 30-cent area on Thursday, right in the after hours. That's the highest that we've seen. And then above that comes the 32-cent area, then comes 35, and then the 38-cent area. And it's going to be critical for the 15-minute to cancel out this bear indicator within the volatility, get that strength back up, pull upwards away from the midpoint with the inflows, and get a bull indicator in the process. That's going to be crucial. That's going to be critical within the volatility. So these are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside. And I'm going to watch these inflow versus outflows as they're really close on the 15-minute and pulling downwards already on the 30-minute. Not just yet on the 1 hour. I'm going to watch that carefully, and the bull and bear indicators. And guys, you're going to want to stick around. I have an option to share with you guys and a strike price. We talked about Google over the weekend. The strike price was 108. It actually went in the money. We're going to do a recap on that, and I'm going to share with you guys a new option that I found, and I want to share with you guys. So let's do a quick recap here on Google. So Google was the one that we talked about last week. The options chain was showing a very high ratio, right, of open interest, right, compared to the volume. And a lot of that volume actually translated into open interest, and it actually ended up in the money pretty deep, right? As you see it there popping up on the screen, Google was around $1.50 last week on Friday at the close. Today it opened up not that far from that level. The lowest point that it hit was 170, and it ran up upwards to almost $3, right? Nearly a 90%, 100% plus move in a matter of hours. And right here you see it. Those outflows continued as we broke it down in the previous video. They crossed over the midpoint after the bell, got a bear indicator. Same thing here on the 15-minute. Lots of weakness, and things move pretty quickly to the downside. So a lot of opportunity there in today's volatility. That does expire later this week. Does it guarantee that it could continue? No, but something to not ignore, how it's actually been weak here. And if it rejects off of certain resistance levels and comes right back down, it can retest these lows of 105 or nearly even lower. And as I broke down in the previous video, that it was trying to go ahead and hold itself up, and those that position themselves into that specific contract, they believe that it could actually end up gapping down, or they were just hoping it would get somewhere near the money, right? Or in the money. So we saw that happen, and nearly all of the gains on Friday were given just right back. Now it's trying to find support there, and inflows are trying to pick back up. So things are getting a lot more riskier here going into tomorrow and the rest of this week. But this is a contract that expires later this week, which is pretty volatile, and the theta is eating it up really fast. But within the volatility, it presents opportunities, just very high risk. And a lot of the move already happened from way up there at 109, 108 area, all the way down towards 105. Not stating it can't go lower or higher, but we're already seeing inflows trying to pick back up on the 30-minute, and on the 15-minute, it's back above. And the 1 hour is going to determine if the bulls reappear, if they bring it back up, or will the bears continue to tear this one down, especially that it has a bear indicator on multiple time frames. So that's the recap on this one. Nearly 100% plus move from Friday to today, and at the open, it literally presented nearly the same opportunity from the close. It was just off by a few cents, about 20 to 30 cent area of difference. Now, the stock that I found with some really high volume today and a very interesting open interest and ratio again is Apple, guys. So if we go ahead and look at it, Apple's under a bear indicator on the 30-minute. Inflows are trying to pick back up here. I find this very interesting. And then on top of that, we have the 15-minute back above the midpoint trying to pull upwards. It's going to be critical for bullish confirmations on the one we're going to look at in just a moment. But things are trying to find a bottom and bring themselves back up under a bear indicator as well. And when you zoom out and look at this on the 1 hour, you can see here inflows trying to pick up, trying to go towards the midpoint under a bear indicator as well. So there needs to be more confirmations of bullishness, and this is something to watch going into this week and even tomorrow. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion and perspective alone on what it is I'm seeing, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And this is for entertainment and informational purposes only. And I hope you guys learned something new from these videos. So let's go ahead and look at the options chain and how important it is when it relates to the charts, and how it's not that far off from where we're currently at. We're currently sitting at 161.76. We're going to look at that in just a moment. So when we come over here to the options chain on Apple AAPL stock, we could see the strike price with the highest volume here on the call side is 162.5, and we're currently sitting at 161.7. And we also have the volume here sitting at 67,000, and open interest is 9,000. So open interest is pretty high already, but compared to the volume today is nearly a ratio of about 5 to 7x. That's pretty large, and the contract price right now is down nearly 60%, and it's sitting at 1.36. Now, this does not guarantee or mean that this option has the potential to go up because it's down. But what I find interesting is the puts are actually up today, these are down, and the amount of volume compared to the put side is pretty high here on the call side. Now, you do have an amount of high put area here, but keep in mind these open interests are higher and the ratios are lower. This is the one that really stood out to me. It does not guarantee or mean it's going to go up. Remember, anything that I share here is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It's not financial advice. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold any positions in Apple. I'm just here to inform you guys on what it is that I found interesting from my due diligence and sharing it with you guys. And I hope you learned something new from this information. So here we are at 136, sitting with the open interest at 9,000, volume 67,000. And it's going to be important to see tomorrow at the open how much of this volume translates into open interest. And it could show us how many people that were actually in today's volume are actually swing trading this because they believe that this could go into the money at some point before expiration. So very interesting. This is the one that stood out to me the most as I did my research, and you could see it in the charts. Everything's pretty bearish, but the bullishness is in a hidden divergence, trying to pick up here on the 30-minute, on the 15-minute back above. And when I started this video, no bull indicator. Bull indicator has popped up, and the 1 hour is trying to pick up as well. Now it's still far away, but it's picking up here, trying to head towards the midpoint. So there needs to be more bullish confirmations, but it's not that far from it. And I found it interesting, the amount of volume to open interest, and it's not that far from the current price, 161.80s, and that one is 162.50. Not that far from where it opened up today and where it was in today's pre-market. All it takes is one gap up or one big candle within this week or even in the next few days, and things can start pushing up pretty fast, especially if these inflows pick up and the bear indicators start to get canceled by bull indicators. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.